All right, so we just finished a full body workout. This is a deload week for me and the squad, so we are kind of taking it easy, but also getting volume throughout the week, still getting runs in throughout the week. And today, you know, we had a nice lifting session. Right after, though, I love to get about 10, 15 minutes of mobility or flexibility. Today it's just going to be flexibility because I'm going to have another training session typically later in the day. So I want to be able to do this kind of in real life. You can follow along. It's going to be upper body, lower body, real quick and easy. So let's get after it. If you can sit in a chair or stay seated here like this. But let's get started in after it. So we're going to actually start right here in the shoulders, in the neck. Did a lot of rowing today. And this muscle right in here will get tight. Right here, the top of the traps. Right, I'm reaching out with my hand as well as just allowing that weight of my head to fall out. We're going to be doing a minute at each position here. A little bit longer so that we can switch. If you feel like it, you can send the chin up and down. Find different areas in this position that also need a little love. And then reach those hands away from you. Not tugging or pulling, but slowly as you feel the stretch get deeper. All right, go to the other side. Go ahead and give it a nice little roll out. Head to the other side and reach. I need to stay up right here. And I like this additional stretch here in the quads as well. If you're seated, you might not feel it that way, but down here, and I honestly like this because, again, thinking longevity, you know, we're going to get down with our kids, we're going to get down to change a tire, training this position, right? Training knees bent for a longer life, I think just makes sense. So anytime we can get into these positions, I like to. I'm going to start rolling the neck a little bit. Find those, ooh, that's a spot right there that feels good. So I'm going to bring the chin up and away, right? Still reaching with my head as far away to the other side as possible. Ooh, buddy. Feels good though. All right, we're gonna shake it out. Hands are gonna come out front. And actually, you know what? We're gonna push it away. Hips down to the ground. I'm gonna push the arms up and away. We're not gonna let it sink down in here. Push the arms up and away and really try and let the hips come down to the floor, to the mat. Big deep breaths. It's one of the areas that I struggle with is the deep breathing. A lot of times, especially when I'm, try to push up and away. A lot of the times when I'm stretching, because I'm so tight naturally, I'll hold my breath, right? Allow that blood and oxygen to get to the spots that it needs to. Big deep breaths here. Still trying to get the hips down. I'm gonna switch side to side here a little bit in this stretch. Still actively pushing the ground away. Oh, that feels good. All right, we're gonna come out, put our hands out in front. Hips are high. Drop our chest. Think about dropping the chest. Hands are firm on the ground here. Dropping the chest as best as we can. I'm gonna take a deep inhale, exhale, and try and get it further down. I'll show you guys from the side here. It's like this. Reaching out front, big deep breath in. Trying to get the arms as straight as possible. I'm gonna feel this here in my lats. All the way out the arm. And really kind of just let the head fall and let that chest sink down here into the mat. Oh. Inhale, nice exhale. And I like to reach the hands out a little bit more as well. Ooh, okay. We're gonna go face down here. Arm out to the side. Find a good spot. I like to go just under 45 degrees and roll out. Just got a nice back stretch. This is gonna open up the pecs. Right, a little bit more blood flow into the shoulder here. When we're looking at mobility and flexibility, the major joints, getting blood flow, getting range of motion in, you know, the shoulders, the hips, knees, super important. Big inhale, exhale, and I'm gonna try and rotate just a little bit further. Every inhale, I stay firm. Every exhale, I try and go a little bit deeper. We're gonna switch to the other side. Same deal. Inhale, and then exhale, I'm going to try and twist a little further. Twist a little further. So if this was just upper body, we would do some other positions here as well. We'd go 45 degrees. We'd go probably overhead, almost like you're swimming and stroking. Inhale, exhale. But because we're gonna do a quick full body stretch, we're not going to hit all of the positions, but definitely ones that you'll wanna check out if you have a little bit more time on your hands than I do today. Inhale, breathe, and exhale. Okay, we're gonna come back into almost that tabletop position, that earlier position that we had right here. Except for now, I'm gonna reach that hand out. I'm gonna keep my body square to the ground and try and put a little bit of pressure or just sink down in. So very similar to where we were here, but we're gonna put that arm under and across, parallel to the body, and sink down. Should feel a nice stretch here on the rear delt, the back of the shoulder. Try and keep that arm nice and straight, keep the hips nice and high, pushing, actively pushing this hand down into the ground. Keep us up. One of my favorite stretches, but also one of the most difficult for me. It's not even close. My shoulders, especially the rear delts for me, are pretty tight, so stretches like this help a ton. And we're gonna go under here. Now, like I said, this is a quick, 12 to 15 minute stretch that we're gonna do in between sessions. But if you only have a little bit of time, I think something like this is gonna be great for you as well. Inhale, exhale. And for me, it's not necessarily, this stretch is gonna make me feel better. And I think for me it does, but also my performance going into, I'm gonna probably run in a few hours. So my performance going into the next bout of exercise is gonna be better, right? Those muscles have been able to stretch, relax, there's blood flow, increase circulation, and I began recovery. So for me, what I've noticed is the intensity is greater. I can go a little bit harder, and also my heart rate in a run specifically is still low and not hiking up because I haven't started recovery. That felt good. All right, now we got the upper body kind of taken care of. We're gonna move in to the upper body. We're gonna start with our hands behind our back, sitting on our butt. And because we've been sitting, we're gonna just give us a little tabletop here. Reverse tabletop, I'm not sure exactly what that is. All right, a little hip extension. Actually getting the biceps here as well as getting some movement here in the lower body. Getting the hips ready. All right, again, trying not to dump too much into the shoulders, pushing away with the arms, hips high into the sky, squeezing the glutes up top. Nice, slow, and controlled movement. If that's a little bit difficult for you, you can slide the butt forwards and back. Right, but I do want to get it up. Getting that nice stretch in the biceps, but also preparing the hips for what is to come. All right, so first off, we're going to get one leg out. Back leg is nice and straight, and we're going to sink down here. All right, back leg is nice and straight. I'm going to feel a nice little stretch here and in this front groin. And as I start to get a little bit deeper, inhale, exhale, I'm going to drive that knee a little bit forward. And that feels actually really good. A little bit more focus on this one in the upper body. Obviously, you saw the workout, so a little bit more upper body focus today, even with the stretching as well. Trying to get that knee out. My mobility and my flexibility, definitely the areas that I need the most work. So on average, I'm doing about 25 minutes a day. So a session like this may only be 15 minutes, but then after the run, I'll do more a lower body specific. And if you want to see something like that, leave a comment here, and we'll do the lower body one as well. Okay, we're gonna drop that knee, and I'll bring this to you. We're gonna drop that knee, send it out front, up overhead. All right, a little bit more specific focus right here on this hip. Driving the knee out forward, helping the tricep out a little bit, and I'm gonna give it a slight lean. Lean with it, rock with it. Shout out to anyone who remembers that jam and the dance that goes with it. Feels really good. Big inhale, exhale, and we're gonna try and drive that knee forward, try and drive that hip down into the ground. I'm actually squeezing this back glute. So I'm pushing that knee forward, right? I'm not just dropping that knee forward. I'm using the back glute to help drive that knee forward and down. If you guys would have seen me back in the day, this would have been, it still looks funny, but it would have been even crazier. And then we're gonna get this, we're gonna just push that foot back, reach out front, try and keep this leg as straight as possible, and then reach out to that front foot. Now here, I'll get a little freaky with it and reach across the body a little bit with this offhand. So the hand on the same side as that leg, we're gonna reach out and try and grab if we can. All right, keeping this leg as straight as possible. And then we're gonna go under and try and grab. All right, a little bit of rotation here, but also putting a nice little focus on this hammy. Ooh. As well. Ooh. Big inhale, exhale, trying to get out. Reach a little bit further with both hands. Ooh, that feels good. Good. Big inhale, exhale, and try and reach. All right, cool. Now let's try and go to the other side. All right, we started up. Hands flat on the inside, back leg straight, dropping the knee forward, and also try and get the chest down to the ground. If you can get down here, this side is a little bit easier for me. If you can get down there, get down there. I'm gonna stay up here for a little bit because that is where I feel comfortable. When we're stretching, we don't want it to be painful, right? We have a Golgi tendon that once we get too far, it snaps us back. We want to go right before that because then the range of motion and the flexibility can increase. If that Golgi tendon is firing, our range and our flexibility isn't growing because it's at a state where it's being reactive as opposed to relaxing. So we don't want this stretching to be painful. Something I didn't know for a long time. I thought, oh, okay, it must be, if it's painful, I must be doing a really great job. You're not. Reach that foot out forward. Arm up overhead. Reach to the side and Lean that knee forward, pushing that back glute. It almost feels like swimming where there's 17 million things that you have to focus on and do. Every exhale, I'm pushing that hip forward, using the glute, but also trying to slide this knee forward here. Getting that lower body work in. For me, my lower body flexibility is trash, so definitely one of the areas that I'm trying to focus on and grow, right? Why? Well, one, I think it helps with recovery, but also I think if you look at my lifts, I'm able to get lower on like my squats. My range of motion on my bench is a lot better, and when you're using a greater range of motion, the tendons and ligaments around it are also increasing their tensile strength. Whew, we're gonna reach out. And it's a level of strength that you see with gymnasts. A level of strength, reach out, try and get that leg straight. And we're gonna go underneath. Feeling good. Try and get that leg nice and straight, reaching out front. What I was saying is you increase that tensile strength and end up having a completely stronger base. Right now, when we look at longevity, the strength there in those ligaments and tendons will go first. So if they're stronger to begin with, that's gonna be kind of it for today. Oh, that felt really, really good. If you enjoyed and saw the workout that we did and you want to join and do workouts like that, join our FIT program. That's where all of my PDFs and my PNGs are uploaded. You can follow my workouts. And then there's also from beginner, intermediate, all the way up to what I am doing on a regular basis. If you like this follow along, there'll be follow alongs up to 20, 30 minutes, upper body specific, lower body specific, some of the training things that I'm doing specifically in longer format. Again, just similar to this, nice little follow along. Really appreciate you guys tuning in to the Infinite Game on a regular basis. Look out for more videos just like this coming your way. Take care, be well, and go long. You guys have a great day. Whew. Thought it felt good.